Hey there, it's me. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're talking about 5 manipulative things that narcissists do during negotiations. Narcissists are notorious for their manipulative tendencies, and negotiations are no exception. They use any means necessary to get what they want, and they're not afraid to exploit, deceive, or even harm others in the process. So if you've ever found yourself in a negotiation with a narcissist, you know how frustrating and challenging it can be. That's why in this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the tactics they use so you can better protect yourself and hopefully avoid being taken advantage of. Before we begin, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who may benefit from this information. Now let's jump right into it. 1. Lowballing. Lowballing is a common tactic used by narcissists where they make an extremely low offer with the expectation that the other party will counteroffer at a higher number. Narcissists use this tactic because they want to establish themselves as the ones in control. By starting with an extremely low offer, they can make the other party feel like they're getting a good deal, even when they're actually getting something much less than what they deserve. This is especially effective when dealing with people who are desperate or have a limited understanding of the situation. For example, let's say you reselling your car and a potential buyer asks you what you would take for the car. If you respond with a ridiculously low number, the buyer may become suspicious and walk away from the deal. However, if you tell them you would take $5,000 for the car, they may feel like they're getting it at a bargain price, even though you knew that wasn't true. The narcissist will then feel like they've won the negotiation by getting the car for a great price. But it's important to remember that this tactic is just a way for the narcissist to exert control over the situation. They don't actually expect the other party to accept their low offer. Instead, they want to make the other party work hard to reach an agreement that the narcissist is already comfortable with. So if you find yourself in a negotiation with someone who is using the lowball tactic, don't be afraid to call them out on it. Let them know that you're aware of their strategy and that you're not going to play along. You could also try to shift the power dynamic by making your own low offer and seeing how they react. 2. Nibbling. Nibbling is another common tactic used by narcissists during negotiations. It involves making small requests after an agreement has been reached. For example, let's say you've agreed on a salary for a new job, but the narcissist may later ask for additional benefits such as a company car or extra vacation days. These requests may seem reasonable and harmless at first, but they can quickly add up and become costly for the other party. Narcissists use this tactic because they want to maximize their gains, and they're willing to exploit any opportunity to get more than they bargained for. They may also use nibbling as a way to test the other party as boundaries and see how much they can get away with. To defend yourself against this tactic, it's important to be aware of it and to not be afraid to say no. Narcissists often view any pushback as a challenge to their dominance and will likely push harder to get what they want. Therefore, it's important to set clear boundaries and stick to them. If the narcissist continues to make unreasonable requests, you may need to walk away from the negotiation table. Remember that it is not worth sacrificing your financial security or personal well-being for someone who is only looking out for themselves. 3. The hard sell. The hard sell is a tactic used by narcissists that involves pressuring the other party to agree to a deal by using aggressive and manipulative techniques. For example, let's say you're trying to buy a car and the salesperson uses intimidation or guilt-tripping to get you to sign the papers. They might threaten to raise the price if you don't commit right away or imply that you're wasting their time by taking too long to decide. Narcissists use this tactic because they want to win at all costs, and they believe that the ends justify the means. They thrive on the chase and the thrill of the sale and will stop at nothing to close the deal. This tactic can be particularly effective on people who are easily influenced by authority or who feel pressured to conform. However, It's important to remember that you should never feel pressured into making a decision that you're not comfortable with. If a salesperson is using aggressive tactics to pressure you, it may be a sign that they're not being honest or transparent with you. In that case, it's best to walk away from the sale and find a different car or dealership to work with. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and assert your rights as a consumer. Remember, you have the power to say no and walk away at any time. Number 4. Stonewalling. Stonewalling is a tactic used by narcissists where they refuse to cooperate or communicate during a negotiation. This can be a very effective tactic as it shuts down the negotiation process and prevents the other party from reaching an agreement. For example, let's say you're in a custody battle with a narcissistic co-parent and you're trying to negotiate a visitation schedule. The other parent may refuse to talk to you or respond to your emails or phone calls. This can be a frustrating and stressful experience, but it's important to remember that stonewalling is a form of manipulation and it's not going to get you anywhere in the negotiation process. To deal with a narcissist who is using this tactic, it's important to remain calm and collected. Try to keep a record of all attempts to communicate and be prepared to walk away from the negotiation table if necessary. In some cases, it may be best to involve a mediator or use another form of alternative dispute resolution to reach an agreement. Remember, it's important not to give in to the narcissist's demands or make any concessions until you've reached an agreement that you're comfortable with. No. 5. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a tactic used by narcissists that involves manipulating the other party into questioning their own judgment and reality. For example, let's say you renegotiating a contract with a client and they start to question the terms that they had previously agreed to. The narcissist may deny ever agreeing to those terms or accuse you of making up the conversation. This tactic can be very effective because it causes the other party to doubt themselves and their own memory. Narcissists use gaslighting as a way to gain control and maintain their image of being the one who is always right. They may use this tactic to manipulate the other party into agreeing to their demands or backing down from their position. But it's important to remember that you should never let someone manipulate you into doing something that you're not comfortable with. If you feel like the narcissist is trying to gaslight you, try to stay calm and focus on the facts. Remind yourself that you are in control of the situation and that you don't need to prove anything to anyone. In conclusion, these are just a few of the many manipulative things that narcissists may do during a negotiation. It's important to be aware of these tactics and to know how to defend yourself against them. Remember that you should never let someone else dictate your worth or value. By staying calm, focused, and assertive, you can protect yourself and achieve your goals. And if you liked this video, check out this video on 6 ways to tell if someone is a narcissist. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.